Well, it's getting worse for Joe Biden out there, folks. His press conferences are dumpster fires, as you know. He was caught again using a cheat sheet that appeared to be prepared through coordination from the White House press office and corrupt news organizations. Joining me now to weigh in, editor-in-chief of TrishIntel.com, the host of the Trish Regan Show, Trish Regan herself. Hey, Trish, let's you and I look at this cheat sheet together. The top two talking points are about Vladimir Putin in response to Biden's gaffe of possible regime change in Russia. Republican Congressman Jake Ellzey came out and questioned if these notes were written out by a member of his staff and were then referred to the media or vice versa, which would classify as collusion. So, Trish, listen to the cheat sheet questions from NBC and Reuters.
Do you believe what you said, that Putin can't remain in power? Or do you now regret saying that?
As I was expressing the moral outrage I felt toward the way Putin is dealing in the actions of this man, I want to make it clear, I wasn't then, nor am I now, articulating a policy change.
Are you concerned this remark might escalate the conflict?
No, I'm not. That other governments have suggested that this is a problem, I'm escalating things. No. And has it weakened NATO? No, it hadn't. NATO has never, ever been as strong as it is today.
Ever, thanks to Trump. So what about this, Trish? It's bad that Biden is so mentally compromised and needs scripted answers and questions. But can we trust press organizations like NBC and Reuters who appear to be coordinating their efforts with the Biden White House?
Well, I mean, it kind of feels that way, right? Because they have some proposed questions, and sure enough, the media asked those exact questions. I would point out, however, Chris, just to be fair, they were obvious questions. Like, he should be prepared for those questions. What's striking to me is that the guy needs to, have it all typed out for him. Q and A, not just a couple bullet points, but actually the questions themselves. I find it entirely bizarre. I mean, I would think as somebody who is in public office like that and has been in public office, Chris, for so many years, you kind of know how to speak and what to say, or you should anyway. And if it comes to writing things down, I mean, look, you write it on a piece of paper, a couple of bullet points. I don't know about the team giving you the question and the answer. It's honestly bizarre. In terms of the collusion with the media, look, I think that it's no secret that the mainstream media is always talking to members of the Biden administration. They had to have known these questions were coming. They were fairly obvious, but who knows? I mean, was NBC hand selected because they would ask that exact question? I guess we'd have to ask the Biden administration that.
Yeah, I'm just tired of giving these. Yeah, I'm just tired of giving these press people any imprimatur that they're actually doing their job, because they're not. They are stenographers for the left wing in this country, and they are not journalists anymore. I would praise them when they actually act like journalists. I want to turn to the unhappiest place on earth, Disney. They're dramatically descending into deviancy here by pledging to force sexuality into our children's lives through their movies. Take a look at what one executive says will be changing at Disney theme parks. Watch this.
Last summer, we removed all of the gendered greetings in relationship to our live spiels. We provided training for all of our cast members in relationship to that. So now they know it's hello everyone or hello friends. We are in the process of changing over those recorded messages. And so many of you are probably familiar when we brought the fireworks back to the Magic Kingdom. We no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We say dreamers of all ages.
Good grief. Trish, another executive said they're shooting for at least 50% of their characters to be LGBTQ or racially minority by the end of the year. As a parent, first off, give me your reaction. Then evaluate the business ramifications as now Disney transitions from family-friendly to a source of over-sexualizing our children. Well,
as a parent, these are conversations that are more appropriate at a later time, right? I mean, I don't understand why one would want to sexualize such a, an innocent period in every human being's life. And look, I don't think kids are thinking of it in ways that maybe Disney wants them to. I don't know. I think they're going out on a limb here. I understand from a business perspective why they're doing it, but I suspect, Chris, I kind of know this. I think it's going to backfire big time because parents aren't there yet. Parents are like, well, wait a second, we haven't even had a conversation about men and women, let alone anything else, right? So you're forcing this issue upon families, and they're not okay with it. So what I suspect is going on is they're terrified that somebody's going to come along and cancel them, right? They're terrified that big tech and these groups that kind of hold big tech hostage and other groups that will go after them, the media, et cetera, they are terrified. So they're trying to be, quote unquote, politically correct. But in being, quote unquote, politically correct, they are alienating their core consumer that just wants to go there and have some good old family fun and not have to have, discussions about things that you're not anticipating having to have for many more years down the road. So I think that, look, they're doing a lot to sort of confuse people, but ultimately it backfires.
Yeah, be on the lookout for this hashtag, defund Disney, defund Disney. I think that's gonna be happening. And the Daily Wire just came out today announcing that as Disney goes deviant, the Daily Wire is going to be getting into family-friendly programming for kids. So as Disney exits family-friendly and is giving you the parents' middle finger, I guess other people will fill that void. Trish Regan, always appreciate the time. See you next week.